Welcome to Impact. I'm Philip Morris, CEO at Proctor's, and our guest today is Michael Mills, President and CEO of Mills Entertainment. Actually, Mills Entertainment out of Saratoga, New York.
Saratoga Springs, yes.
So what's Mills Entertainment?
We produce and promote live theatrical entertainment, and our wheelhouse is what we call branded and alternative entertainment for the live stage. And so our typical venue is just like Proctor's, 800 to 3,000 seats throughout the U.S. and occasionally internationally.
So you're presenting these things in around the country yourself?
Yes. And so we produce, our first goal is to produce original content, new shows, and great shows that fans love. And then we also, our distribution plan is to either provide it to theaters such as Proctor's, to present in-house, or to partner with those theaters, or to rent those theaters and present it ourselves.
Right, so Michael, how did you get into this business? So you're a local boy, right?
Yeah, grew up in Scotia. I just kind of fought my way into this. As a child, I was kind of an entrepreneur. I loved making money. I loved putting on shows, anything to make a buck, and so I'd have a backyard carnival. I found magic very early, and I became a magician, and by the time I was 12, I was doing birthday parties, and so that's actually sustained me through college and paid my way through college.
Well, that's actually when I first met you a dozen years ago. You were still doing magic.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's my first love. I'm slowly weaning myself off. I'm pretty much out of the business now.
Is there like a club you have to go to, 12 steps?
Well, there's a couple clubs, yes. But no.
To wean off.
No.
12
No,
steps.
that's what I need. No, I love magic, and it's been good to me. But I wanted to be working in the producing side of the world. And in high school, I ushered here at Proctor's, and I just remember sitting up in the balcony, stuffing programs before the doors open and watching what was happening on stage. And there's people moving about and doing sound checks and making it all happen. And I just watched them and wanted to know how to make it happen, how to be one of those people. And while I was in college, I started promoting shows. I met a gentleman who runs a theater in Pennsylvania. I met him at a magic convention, fellow magician. And he helped me promote my first show, which was Penn and Teller at Proctor's in 1997 or something. I think I was a senior in college.
Penn and Teller, who we just had back
I know, I
this year.
missed it. I love them. I mean, they're the best. And but I promoted that, and fortunately it did well and made money and didn't flop miserably, because the next three did. And as you know, it's a very risky business. And I didn't have any money. At the time, I owned a magic show.
1 up, 3 down. That seems like about right.
It's about right, yeah. At the time, I had a magic shop in Colony Center called Planet Magic, and I had William Morris the agency called and said, "Well, we have your date booked, but we need a $10,000 deposit." I didn't have it, but I did have great credit, because for the magic shop, I bought all the whoopee cushions and silly stuff on my credit card. So when they called for the deposit, I swiped my own credit card through the terminal at the store and put $10,000 into the account and sent them a check. So seriously, if that had not worked, if that had lost money, I think I'd probably be doing accounting or something. But it worked, and then it was a very gradual process over the last 15 years of building this business, and very slow in the beginning. And now we have some momentum, and it's great.
So give me a couple examples. I mean, some of them have happened at Proctor's, but you're
Sure.
doing one now that sounds interesting with 50 Shades parody.
Yeah, so we have multiple genres. One is original theatricals. We have a show called Spank, which is a parody of 50 Shades of Grey. We created that last summer. Came up on a conference call. We said, hey, we should do this. And a year later, we played 140 cities. It's been tremendously successful. We produced a tour of Clifford the Big Red Dog, which is another original musical based on, of course, the story. We're doing a couple Henson shows this year, Dinosaur Train and Sid the Science Kid, which are both PBS shows through the Jim Henson organization, both co-produced and directed by John Tartaglia, which will be really great.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so I know one of those is coming to Proctor's in January.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't remember which one.
Is it hard to do these not in the obvious New York City or LA or Chicago?
No, I love New York and I love Los Angeles and I love Chicago, but the heartland, the suburban markets, the secondary, tertiary markets are really our bread and butter. I started promoting in comedy after Penn and Teller. It kind of led down a comedy track, and then our primary genre over the years has been reality television stars, and so Buddy Valastro, the Cake Boss, Teresa Caputo, the Long Island Medium are examples of tours we do, and those work extremely well in markets just like the Capital District. They do great in New York and LA, but there's so many tremendous venues like Proctor's around the country for these types of tours.
Yeah, and you have Bethany Frankel.
Bethany Frankel, that's not active right now, but that we did a couple years ago. That was another great example. Yeah.
So but when I asked the question, I was really trying to ask, is it hard to do it from afar? In other words, do you have a creds problem as you try to make these deals happen?
For the first 5 years, yes. It was really tough to get theater, and also I was 19 or 20 years old, so to get people to pick up the phone and take me seriously was a challenge. But that's why, the first couple of years, it was literally after Penn and Teller, I was doing maybe 2, 4, 5 engagements a year. This year we'll do 450 engagements in 6 countries. So, but that all happened in the last 5 years. Our first huge hit was Colin Mockery and Brad Schroeder from Whose Line Is It Anyway, who started touring in 2003. And since then, we've done thousands of performances. And literally 3 weeks ago, Whose Line just came back on the air with new episodes and is killing the ratings on CW, by the way. So it's exciting.
Yeah.
So that's the show. Have you seen the show?
Yeah.
It's just about the best comedy show there is.
Yeah, it's
every show is a standing ovation. And so to see them getting some juice again with Whose Line back on the air is really exciting.
So when you were out trying to get something like Colin, you competing with big guys?
Yes, I mean, it's interesting because we've carved this niche. So in the world of what we call alternative and branded, we're sort of the go-to company right now. And there's a few others who are very competitive and do great work as well. But when it comes to especially the reality stars and more so this children's genre as well, we're really, I like to think we're leading the way. But there's competition. It's a tough business. You're only as good as your last couple tours. So I spend most of my time now developing new product and making relationships.
Now, as I understand it, you're doing all this in-house. You're presenting yourselves out of your office in Saratoga. You're doing production rehearsals. Right? Do I get it right? You've really become kind of a complete package operation.
Yeah, we have a great team, and we like to say that we take a show from concept to stage. So we incubate the idea. We workshop it, we see it through the creative process, and then we book it and market it and execute on the production side. But to be fair, we have 20 people who are all terrific, but there's a lot of great partnerships that we've developed as well. So when we need help booking, we turn to one of the major booking agencies, and they can help close that gap because we just don't have the capacity all the time.
Yeah.
Same for in presenting, same thing. That's why we partner with Proctor's on a regular basis because we couldn't possibly present these shows all ourselves, nor do we want to. So we see, this business is built on partnerships with, on the content side, people who create shows, and on the presenting side, presenters.
Well, it's a relationship business. People really depend on these relationships.
Absolutely.
So when they fail for a lifetime often.
Yeah, and it's better when we're winning or failing together.
Yeah.
Honestly, because otherwise it gets adversarial. And I don't want to be in a business where I'm in an adversarial relationship with the people that I deal with every day. That's not fun. And that's how the old school agency model works.
Right.
You get hammered to pay a fee, the maximum fee possible for a show, and then you win or lose on your own. It's not a great model as far as I'm concerned.
Right. So where do you see yourself going the next decade?
We want to grow and diversify so that we have a broader portfolio of shows. And certainly the alternative television genre has been good to us. We'll keep doing that. Comedy is an area that we enjoy. Family entertainment, original theatricals, and now we're looking at other licensing opportunities too, of existing properties that haven't been produced in a while.
Do you see yourself leaving the suburban heartland kind of market and trying to do something major in New York? Maybe.
We talked about it with Spank, the 50 Shades parody, and there was some competing product in New York, and we didn't end up going that route. If the property were right, we would look at that. But right now, we're really enjoying the touring model, and we'll see what the.
And how about you, Michael Mills? Do you see yourself doing something different other than Mills Entertainment? Or
I have no actual skill or talent, so this is all I've got. And I will do this probably for the rest of my, certainly for the rest of my life, and it just, and I'm enjoying working on the business and developing a team, and that part of it now is very rewarding. Plus, I just love putting on shows.
Well,
so.
your impact on the industry, on the region is spectacular. So you do a great job. And
Thank you.
We love working with you.
Thanks, likewise.
Michael Mills, thank you. Thank you for joining us here at Impact. I'm Philip Morris. Our guest was Michael Mills, President and CEO of Mills Entertainment. Proctors, bringing the best in arts, education, and entertainment.